All right, welcome back to the Farm Boys. Otter, we was at the Marble Festival last week, wasn't we?
Marble Festival, and it sure was interesting to see
Right.
how they, and I still can't comprehend taking a rock and making it into stuff as pretty as they do. I mean, it just takes a special part of your brain to do that.
You know, they're artisans, which is a skilled craftsman.
Right.
Did you know the definition of artisan?
No, but I'm not ain't got a master's degree or nothing like that.
Jeff,
Nothing like you do.
Jeff, he's throwing me under the bus.
I know, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of artisans, all right, our viewers have seen us running trot lines many times, right?
Yes.
All right, we're going to show y'all a little bit of the prep that goes in to making a trot line. Now, everybody has their own way of doing things, but I don't suggest going to like Walmart or something and buying a prefab trot line. You know, those only have like 25 hooks on them, and we like to put 80 or 90 hooks on the trot line.
Can't put more than 100.
Can't put more than 100 on one line.
On one line.
Right, because we are legal, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we stay under 100. Well, if you go over 100, you have to have a commercial fishing license.
On any line, on
one line.
Now, let me ask you this: how many lines could we have out?
I don't think I don't think there's a limit. I'll have to read that again, but I do remember reading that if you had over 100 lines on hooks on a line, you had to have a commercial fishing license.
Okay, now we are not sponsored by Memphis Net and Twine, but if they want to sponsor us, they can. I'm going to show y'all what we got right here. I ordered these from Memphis Net and Twine. These are 1/0 stainless steel big eye hooks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1/0.
And they work.
Now, and a lot of people think you got to have a really big hook to hold a big fish. You do not. You do not. Now, I also ordered 100 swivels. Now, you do not have to do swivels, but I'm going to tell you what happens with swivels. Swivels makes it easier if you need to change a bent hook, if you need to remove a hook because you can't get it out. But I'm going to show y'all these swivels, and there's 100 of them. And Otter, all right, I probably should have ordered a little bit bigger one than that. That's not as big as I've been ordering, but and Otter and Jeff, tell them how catfish like to twist up.
Oh, they'll spin.
Yeah, they'll spin.
They spin like or alligator, don't they?
Right, they spin like an alligator. Now I'm going to show y'all how this. Now also from Memphis Net and Twine, this is a huge roll of trot line cord. Okay, now I'm going to show how that you make trot line hooks. Now, Otter, if you will, come get the pocket knife. Now, my dad learned this from either my uncle Bill Hethcox or Roy Lauderdale. All right, look, I'm going around my elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, you could go 10. Now, Otter, you want to come right here and cut me. And I don't want him to frazzle it up. Do you, Jeff? I want you to... No.
Clean cut.
Right here.
Right there, the big cut. Jeff, get that. If you cut me, Otter, saw it.
Dang, Al.
That's pretty good.
I got a sharpener at home.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Now, this is very important. Now, you have not watched me do this, have
No.
you? Okay. Who does all the work on these trot lines?
You like to say you do.
All right. Now,
I
look,
got a question before you continue. Is there a reason that's a different color than the other?
no, I tell you what, I just bought this. Good question. I just bought this at Home Depot. It's that nylon like construction line. It's like, but it does not frazzle at the end. And I like it for that. Now I want y'all to watch exactly what we do here. We come here. We put 1 knot here. 1 knot here. Now, All right, what you do next is you take your swivel. Now, I don't know if we're going to end up using these swivels because they're a little small. They're a little small. But you have a big eye swivel, or you run that through there. All right, and come through. Bam, just like that.
That's easy.
Now you tie a little knot here. It doesn't have, that way you don't have, you got more stability right there. Okay, you got that. Now, all you do, and I should have ordered bigger swivels. All right.
Why won't those work?
They're small. They're probably rated for. It's probably got a poundage rating on here.
What's the?
Nope.
All right, but anyway, you don't have to do swivels. You can just put the hook directly on. And what I'll probably do this week, since it's going to be a week before we get to lunch, then your hook's on. Okay, now what I do is Otter, you should have brought a 5-gallon bucket. You just hang them around a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, but I'm going to set it right there. Now, did everybody see? Do I need to do one more?
Oh, yeah.
All right, back up, Otter.
Here, let me get you a swivel out.
All right, now look. Take your line. Bring your two ends together. All right. Pull through. Bam, right there. Nothing to it. I don't need a swivel, Otis. And Jeff, me and Otter's been getting along better lately, haven't we?
Yeah, I think absence makes the heart grow fonder, doesn't it?
I have been gone.
All right, now look how I did that. Bam. Now
Yeah, Otter made a trip, went out, in case y'all didn't know, tell them where you went.
Last summer, my son and his wife and 2 daughters moved to Kansas City, Missouri. So last week, we took a few days and visited with them, which was really a great trip. We went all over. We did go to see Fort Leavenworth, the prison.
the military prison.
The military prison. And you talk about an imposing sight to go across the front of that prison. It is. Wow. It looks every bit as scary as it should.
So when you're in the military, don't do the crime.
No.
All right, and Otter, me and Jeff were kind of hoping that you might bring us back like a chief sweatshirt or royal sweatshirt or something.
Well, I was disappointed in the people of Missouri and Kansas.
Disappointed? What if we got?
We went to Leavenworth. We went to the Kansas City Zoo. We went to an outdoor museum. We went bowling, and I did not see one Missouri Tiger shirt.
Well, you know, we're in SEC country here.
Yeah,
and you
they are too,
I know,
supposedly.
yeah, but they're kind of new to it, aren't they,
Yeah.
Jeff?
Now, I did see a couple of Kansas State shirts and a couple of Kansas Jayhawk shirts.
But you didn't see anything?
I seen a ton of Chief and a ton of Royals. No Missouri Tigers. Not one.
How many miles did you drive?
About 1,800. There and
You
back.
look much more refreshed now. Did you see the picture on Facebook of him and his family?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Did you
we was
see
in the
how
movie.
tired
Oh,
Otter
yeah.
looked?
Yeah, we was in the movie then.
they had him. Oh, shoo! All right.
Thanks, Al.
I didn't mean to sneeze on you. But look, it was so glad to get him back, wasn't it?
I was glad. I hated to leave him, but I was glad to be back too.
And then, like I said, you did like 1,800 miles.
1,800 miles. All right. 1/3 of the farm boys is in Kansas City, Missouri. Unlike what Al's been telling y'all, I'm not in Bozeman, Montana. But I'm here with all the little otters, Adriana, Aaliyah, and we went back in time. If you can look at the bushes behind us, they're probably 5 or 6 weeks behind us in Alabama as far as springtime goes. All the pretty purple trees that bloomed at home a month ago or 6 weeks ago are just now blooming. The trees are just now budding out, but we've been having a wonderful time. What all have we done, Adriana, since we've been up here?
We went bowling. We went to the movie theater to see the new Super Mario Bros. Movie, and what else did we do, Leah?
We went to YMCA.
We went to Cabela's
And
and Bass Pro. Real nice Cabela's and Bass Pro. Come on, Melissa, Justin. We're gonna get the rest of the Otter family in here. MA is videoing, so she's been in a million of these. So my son Justin, his wife Melissa, they brought our grandkids 5,000 miles away from home, but it's okay. We got to come see them. So you tell us about what we've been doing.
Okay, so yeah, we went to what was the name? The Living History.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So cool.
yes, in Kansas we went to the Living History, but it was so cold and the wind was blowing 30 miles an hour. So
Snowing.
yeah, and it was snowing a little bit. So we didn't get to go walk the whole thing, but we did get to see the buffalo. Yes, and then we went to Leavenworth.
We did
and-
see Fort Leavenworth.
Yes.
The base in the prison.
Mhm,
It's something.
Yes, and then we saw the real pretty bridge in Leavenworth,
Yeah.
and went and ate some good barbecue.
Yep. Some good
So-
Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Justin, when are you moving my grandkids back to Alabama?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen no time soon. But we love them, and we're glad to be here to see them. And when they ever come to Alabama again, we'll have them in another Farm Boys.
Now, Jeff, I want to show our viewers now how this actually would go on the trot line. Now, we're going to get more in depth on this, but what you want to put your line out is 2 8-inch cement blocks. Tie a big cotton cord around that, because you got to have
It's
cotton.
illegal. It's got to be cotton so it'll rot out.
Right.
If you abandon it.
All right, it's got it. Now, all right, I like to don't tie your trot line to the bank, because you want to be able to cohabitate with bass fishermen and everybody get along. Now, the one thing I say, I don't want to cause bass fishermen any problems. We get along, but I don't want them also coming within 20 feet, swamping my boat when we're running a line. But nobody hardly ever does that. But then you're going to tie those, and we're going to get more in depth in this in a week.
Yeah.
And you take your cord and you tie it to that, and then you roll it out. Dang, this is, all right, we may have trouble rolling this one out next week. We'll find something to go through there.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get something skinnier.
And
2 screwdrivers.
yeah, and look, Otis, you have super secret access to dam flow, right?
Yes.
You want to put your trot line out when there's no current,
Right.
so you don't have a big bow in your line. You want to go a little ways and put your first jug out, and then go across the river, and when you get ready, tie your other end to that 8-inch, 2 8-inch blocks, pull it tight, drop it, and go back and put the hooks on. Now we're going to show you here. Jeff, come over here. Hey, Chris, we want to get an interview with you in just a second.
Both of you.
All right. Now, come over here. Now, we got a question we want to ask you. All right. Now, pretend this is your staging line. I mean, your trot line. All right. Now, I can put a hook on and bait it probably in under a minute. Your time is up front. Now, look, here's how you do this. You take your trot line hook and pull it like that. Now, obviously, the line will be much tight. Pull that chair a little further that way, Otis. All right. Now,
Let me weight it down.
you do not want your hook to slide up and down the trot line. We've never had a problem with that happening.
No.
Here's the reason. You go through on this side, pull tight, and then loop through on the other side, pull tight, and pull on that hook, Otter. Pretend you're a big catfish. Go the other way.
That thing won't move.
That thing ain't going nowhere, is it?
Mm-mm.
And then put you about 80 hooks on there with some fresh shad, cut chicken gizzard, or live brim. And tell them the rule on live brim.
It is legal to use live brim as bait as long as you don't have over 50, which is the maximum you can have if you're fishing. Like crappie is not 50, but 50 is the most you can have legally. So as long as you don't have over 50 in your boat, you can use them as bait.
Okay. And you would want to put these 4 feet apart on the line. And sometimes we'll have like a natural quadruple. 4 fish in a row.
Many times.
And I told Otter, you wasn't there the other day, on this first week of trot lining, my goal is for you to have 4 or 5 pound bags of fish in your freezer, you to have 4 or 5 pound bags in your freezer, and me to have 4 or 5 pound bags. Now, you want to basically end trot lining at the end of July because it gets really hot. All right, and you can pick back up. You know, we did a lot of trot line finish in October.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think our guests kind of see how to do this?
I think so.
All right. See, that hook's going nowhere, is it?
Not moving.
Now, Otter, can me and Jeff come down to your day, to house one day, and have a hook tying party?
Oh, yeah.
And maybe
we can sit on the patio.
and maybe put something on the grill.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Boy, look at that garden.
Yeah, it's and we have had, Jeff, we have had a fairly cool spring, haven't we?
Yes.
Now we're gonna do some garden stuff. Otter helped plant some, and I think he jinxed a little bit of stuff.
Now, I used to have a green thumb when I was young, Al. Everything I planted come
Yeah,
up.
but you're an international man of leisure. Hey, we're gonna walk over here real quick. Chris, hey, we need to get an interview with you real quick. It has to do with Otter's trip. All right, come on here, Chris. And Juliana. All right, Chris, come over here real quick.
Come on, Juliana.
Come on, my niece, Juliana, who rides bikes with us. All right, she's down here today. She is a prosthesis person, right?
Right.
She fits people for prosthesis and stuff. And Otter, you're probably not too far away from needing one.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, he went to Kansas City last week. Tell the story about when your brother was stationed in the Air Force and you wanted to stop somewhere on the way back.
I did.
All right, tell where your brother was stationed.
He was at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota. And my parents and I went up to see him and his family.
Now, how old were you?
11. It was 1971. So that dates me, but anyway, I was 11. When we came back, on the way home, we came through Independence, Missouri, home of Harry Truman. Went right by the Truman Library. We saw the roof of it. And later that year,
Whoa, but you wanted to
I
stop.
wanted to stop bad.
And what did your dad say?
Oh, we got to go. We're going to Kelton.
Kelton is a little bitty community in Coosa County where you grew up.
Yeah,
He was ready to get to
he's
Kelton, right?
ready to get to Kelton.
He didn't want any part of that
I
library.
was
did he?
ready to get to Kelton.
But he was still a long way from
He
killing.
was a long way, yeah, from Kansas City,
Yeah.
So-
or Independence, Missouri.
So
yeah.
have you ever been to a presidential library?
I have.
We went in California.
We went to President Reagan's.
But you
in
didn't get to
California.
see the Truman Library.
Didn't get to see him. And President Truman died not too terribly much longer after we went right by the Truman Library. So all over the national television was the Truman Library. And I thought, we could have gone. We could have gone. But no,
How did
we
you
had
know
to get
what
to
that
Kelton.
was when you were 11?
Did you Google it?
Yeah. Back in the 70s, yeah. Well, I know I got a little
All
gumption.
right. So y'all were on the interstate and you just looked.
Yeah, you can see the roof of it.
And,
Interstate.
and what did your dad say again?
We got to go to Kelton.
Kelton, Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know you did that to me later in life when we drove.
Oh, we got an argument. What happened,
when we
Juliana?
drove by the golf course in Augusta.
In Augusta.
Oh,
And I
wow.
wanted
I
to.
may have.
I wanted to just drive by. I don't know how I knew what it was. I think I was looking at maps.
And you said, no, we got to get to Ellick City.
No, we were going to Washington, D.C. or
Yeah,
something.
we gotta go to Washington.
Oh, now Jeff, played college golf at Auburn, was on the Nike tour, actually played a PGA Tour event. Now, if you'd been in the car with him and he wouldn't have stopped at Augusta,
We would have had to stop.
yeah.
He'd still be screaming.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I got to tell one little quick story about your granddad, my dad, your father-in-law. And no knock on Augusta, Georgia, but my dad ended up being stationed at Augusta, Georgia, after he got back from Korea. And you know where I'm going with this, don't
He
you?
hated it, didn't he?
Here's why and he said, I'll never go to Augusta, Georgia as long as I live, because when I was stationed there, we walked down the street and a very disrespectful sign said, dogs and soldiers, keep off the grass, which is very rude.
Yeah, it's rude.
All right. And I would get some of my friends to come down here, and I'd say to them, tell Dad, you just visited Augusta, Georgia. And they'd do it. And Dad'd say, I'll never go to Augusta, Georgia. From that recliner, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, tell them what you got going on. What Juliana, what y'all got going on down here?
Juliana's got an interesting fact. I mean, she's moving for the. You
think this
say
is-
it. I
I
can't
think
say
this
it.
is number 30.
You've moved 30 times.
I think so.
And how old are you?
32.
Oh, wow.
Golly, I hate moving.
But that includes college, moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to move everything to their garage for a week before I could move into my new place. So that would count as 2 moves. Because I'd move everything to their garage and then I'd move everything to
That's
my new
still
place.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's
all right.
still a lot.
Now, if me and Otter are working in the garden and I accidentally hit him in the leg with a pick and his leg has to be amputated, you could fit him with something, right?
I could. Are you a veteran though?
No.
I can't help you now.
Okay, you're not a veteran.
So if you're not a veteran, you can't get a prosthetic.
Yeah, you work at the
I work
VA.
at the VA now. Now I can do a little side gig and help you out.
Now, how many of these 30 moves, how many have you helped her with?
Oh, probably
29.
28, yeah, or so.
And the true boss of the moves isn't here, right?
Right,
My sister,
right.
who runs the show
She
and
doesn't
everything.
really do much though. She just supervises.
Oh, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
important.
Yeah, they get that honest.
Hey, all right. Now we're about to close the show out. We've introduced y'all to Juliana. Chris has been jug fishing with us. Unfortunately, you didn't get to go last time. It was a big disappointment for you. All right. But Otter, what buttons do you hit, buddy?
Hit that subscribe first. Go to YouTube and hit subscribe, and then hit that like and share.
Otter, you're a very sexy man.
Hey, I'm gonna hit you in the mouth.
Hey, and hit that bell for notifications. I hope everybody's learned how to tie trot line hooks.